Okay, so this is Rebecca again, CEO and founder here at Schedule It. We're getting you onboarded. We just did your CMS sync for the test IA firm. So before we go to your calendar, the first thing we need to do is we need to pay attention to these My Task because this is the first time you're syncing with this claims management system. So we need to make sure that the claims that we put out there to be scheduled on the calendar are actually ones that you need. Now these are all test claims, but I'm going to walk you through so that you can see exactly what you have to do. We did not allow this to be done on massive amounts, okay? And I say that because a lot of adjusters had said, hey, why didn't you just put a check marks down through here so that I could do them all at the same time? It was not intended to do that. We want you to go through these one by one because when you're actually bringing in claims from your claims management system for the first time, if you have any older claims that have already been inspected, we don't want those to be accidentally rescheduled, okay? Here we go. It's going to ask you, select inspection complete if this claim's already been inspected. Select needs inspection if you've not yet set an inspection date and time. Okay, select already scheduled if the claim has an inspection already scheduled in the future, or select no inspection needed if this claim does not need an inspection. Okay, so for each one of these, I'm going to put on here needs inspection because I want them to go to the calendar. And it only takes a few seconds, but it's very, very important, okay? So I'm going to go down through here. Now, if I already had a claim that was already scheduled for a future date, let's try one of those so that you can see. And it's going to ask me what's the appointment date. So I'm just going to put it out there on the 16th and the time that it starts, and I'm going to put 8 a.m. Okay? And then I'm going to hit save. Now I'm going to go to the next pending one. This one I'm going to put that no inspection is needed. And so you'll see then we only have 9 claims on the calendar instead of 10. Here we go. I'm going to put this one, the needs inspection. Let's save. And you can see that that claim status over here changes to needs scheduled. And I'll show you that when we get to the calendar in just a second. This one needs an inspection. And the reason I had you put that deployment address in as Elizabethtown, Kentucky, is because each one of these have addresses here in Elizabethtown or close to us so that you can see how that routing works. If you put in your deployment address as your own, please go in and change that after we get done with this before we move forward. And that will show you exactly how that makes it easier, okay? And I'm just marking these that they need inspected. I've got 2 more left to do. And that's how simple it is. So these 10 claims, you can determine exactly, how you want to do it. You don't have to follow the same way that I did it. I just want you to go through there and understand exactly how the My Task works. Okay? And so that you can also see that then these are underneath the needs scheduled status. Okay? All right, now I'm going to click on My Schedule here to the left-hand side. And it's going to say, oops, you must update your preferences in order to start routing claims on your calendar. This is vital, okay, because it won't work unless you give it preferences. So we're going to put in your routing preferences. I'm going to put for these test claims, I want to start them tomorrow, okay? I'm going to put on start with my closest claim each day. I'm going to tell it I want 3 claims per day. Whoops, I put in 3. I'm going to tell it I want my first appointment start time to be 9 o'clock. I want my last appointment start time. This is really important for you guys that like to be back to the hotels by a certain time. So if I typically have like an hour average inspection, I want my last appointment start time to be like 1 o'clock because I want to be headed back to my hotel by 2. My average inspection time. This is just an average. You can change it on each claim, but just so that you know, it's going to set it an average of, whatever you choose here. If I choose an hour, that's what it's going to give me. Here's my arrival window to the insureds, okay? This is what the system is going to tell me to be able to start and end time for the appointment. So that's the arrival window, okay? Average minutes per mile traveled, I'm just going to put 2 minutes per mile because it's now working off of Google and using the drive distance there, but I still like to be able to put that in. My last date for appointments, I'm going to move that all the way out to, let's see, 12, 31. I'm just going to put it January 31st, 2020. Okay. New appointment distance from a confirmed appointment. Let me explain this to you. When you already have confirmed appointments on the calendar and you get new claims in, okay, if you tell it that you only want to fit claims in within a 10-mile radius around your confirmed appointments, then that's all it will do. If it's 11 miles, it will not fill in around your confirmed appointment. If you're working daily claims, I would highly suggest that you just leave this at 200. If you're working the beginning of a catastrophe, I would always set mine at 10. The longer into the event that it goes, you know, claims typically spread out more, so then I would change it to 30 or 50, depending on the claim volume that I'm getting, okay? Right now, I'm just going to set it at 50 miles. Okay, what days do I not want to be out seeing claims? This is going to automatically mark those days off on my calendar. So I know some of you do not like to take days off. That's fine. However, we have seen, and you know, over 200,000 claims we've scheduled, that you should at least have one day off, and that's typically a rain day, you know, and then you can move claims up anytime. People don't get ticked off whenever you move claims up, but they get really upset whenever you have to move claims out further than what they originally expected. So if you want to do specific days of the week, you can do that. If I want to do every Sunday and Wednesday, I can do that, or every Sunday and Friday, whatever. Or if I just want to do every third day, then I can do that. If I'm choosing that, it's going to also ask me, when do I want to start those days off? So I'm going to tell it on the 17th, okay? And now what it's doing, if I want to set a reminder here for myself, I can, but now I'm going to click on Save Preferences. So you'll see that it started my days off on the 17th. That claim that I already had scheduled, it already put it here, right? And we did that when we were over here underneath My Task. We chose one of those claims that already had a scheduled inspection. You can see it already put it on the calendar for me. Now, I told it that I want it every third day, and you can see every 3 days it's already marked that off, so the system will not put anybody on there, okay? So if I look down here, here's my map. I can zoom in. This little house shows me what my deployment address is, okay? That's my origin each day. So for those of you that are, you know, changing your deployment address each day, you really do need to update that in the system because that's how the software routes from, okay? Now, what we've done is we've gone through and we've done your My Task. I've shown you your routing preferences here, okay? I've shown you your calendar, and I've shown you your map. And the last thing here I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the legend, okay? If you hover on the word legend here, you'll see each one of the different colors and what the status means for each of your claims. We do everything at Schedule It by claim color, mainly because of all you guys that are driving down the road, and we know that you're looking at your phones and trying to be able to update people and trying to be able to see where things are at. And so we know that if you can look at colors, that you will be able to identify it faster, and then hopefully keep you from having an accident. By no means do we want you using Schedule It while you're driving down the road or being on your computer or being on your phone, but we know that you guys don't listen to us and that you're going to do it anyhow. So we do everything by color, and that's what these colors mean. Okay, so I'm going to stop for here. Okay, go take a break, and I'll be right back, and we can get started on the third step, And that's how I'm going to show you how to be able to route your claims, put them on the calendar, how you can move them around, and then how you can also confirm them, and then we'll be looking at your mobile app as well, okay? All right,